Good evening, this is CTV News. I'm Patricia Vallone. Well, it was budget adoption day for the Prince George's County Council. The council voted 10-0 to adopt the $4.5 billion package, which includes increases for public safety and education. There were some testy exchanges when Councilmember Edward Burrows introduced an amendment calling for additional funding for a program aimed at young people in trouble with the law. The council chair said the biggest challenge was the recently announced $60 million budget shortfall for fiscal 2024.
When you come up $60 million short of your revenue, all of a sudden everyone has to reassess. So that just by itself structurally created a lot of problems, a lot of challenges. And then it became, well, with that being the situation, there's a little bit of competition between us and the county executive about which priorities get funded at that point. And since it's, practically speaking, it's the county executive's budget, it's easy for the legislative branch to be sort of put into a position where it's harder to negotiate, particularly in that situation. So I think we did as well as we could under the circumstances.
And also, Brooks says she will close the gap by using rainy day funds. The fiscal year begins July 1st. 15 people are indicted in 3 separate prison conspiracies at Roxbury Correctional Institution in Hagerstown. Officials say their investigation uncovered a sophisticated criminal network that employed drones, a correctional officer, and a hospital staffer. The networks distributed drugs, including fentanyl, and contraband, such as cell phones, tools, and other illicit items.
These indictments expose the brazen and audacious actions of the individuals who I'll describe, revealing a dark underbelly that extends far beyond the confines of Roxbury.
Anytime contraband is introduced into one of our facilities, it places our staff and incarcerated persons in danger. We will not tolerate contraband.
The efforts outlined today by Attorney General Brown demonstrate that by working together, we are systematically dismantling street gangs and the drug trafficking networks that cause violent crime and deaths in our communities.
And back in April, 11 people were indicted in a contraband smuggling scheme at Maryland's Jessup Correctional Institution. The National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration, or NOAA, released its prediction for the 2023 Atlantic hurricane season. The agency predicts a near-normal season for the Atlantic Basin and forecasts 12 to 17 named tropical storms to develop in the region, which includes the Atlantic, the Caribbean Sea, and the Gulf of Mexico. Of the hurricanes, 1 to 4 could be major.
As hurricane season approaches, the overarching message today is clear. NOAA and FEMA are prepared for the upcoming season. Now it's time for communities to prepare as well. It's absolutely crucial that all Americans living in the potential paths of these storms, even well inland of the coast, follow NOAA's guidance for preparation and determine your risk, develop an evacuation plan, and assemble the disaster supplies that you may need if a severe storm strikes.
And hurricane season runs from June 1st to November 30th. Well, twin brothers fled Ukraine just days before a massive war broke out with Russia. Now they're graduating high school and are set to go to college. CTV's Katira Jones is in Laurel with their journey to America.
Our mom called us and said, guys, you will leave the country with brother.
This is Vlad and his twin brother, Yark Vashuk. The boys are originally from the Ukraine. They fled their homeland because of the war with Russia. They were actually celebrating their 17th birthday on February 8th of last year when they were told they would have to leave.
Everybody, our friends, us, and we started just cry because we're supposed to leave everything we have here.
The teens say 4 days before the war started, they packed up and left for Poland. Thanks in part to the Biden administration's Uniting for Ukraine program, the twins were allowed to temporarily come to America with the support of friends who sponsored them. Once they got to the United States, the brothers had to figure out what to do next.
We were thinking about join to the Navy.
Okay.
Yeah, but we didn't have special documents. Our friends said you can go to school, finish the education here.
They soon enrolled at Laurel High School as 9th graders. Once the boys got their transcripts from Ukraine, they were boosted up to the 11th and then the 12th grade. However, the transition wasn't easy.
And you were just walking around this school like circles and trying to find your classes was really hard, And you're walking in this whole new class, seeing these new people, right? And it was
They're looking at you
staring at you.
The brothers eventually found their way and even joined the boys' basketball team and, of course, went to prom. Now they are set to graduate on June 1st and are heading to Susquehanna University in Pennsylvania on a full-ride scholarship.
Yeah, because this chance not given to everybody to study in the American university, not in the worst one, it's like the good college.
Yark and Vlad both say they are very thankful for everyone, including their PGCPS family, who have supported them during their journey. Katera Jones, CTV News.
And by the way, Johns Hopkins University students heard from the twins' president today. Ukrainian President Zelensky gave a surprise speech to graduating seniors this morning via live stream. Meantime, Suitland High School seniors donned caps and gowns this morning for their graduation ceremony at the Showplace Arena. Family and friends were there to help celebrate. The class of 2023 valedictorian had this to say about her 4 years at Suitland.
Being a part of Suitland High was life-changing. As years went by, it seemed to fly right before my eyes. I will always cherish the fun times, hard times, and sad times I had in high school. We are future leaders, innovators, and change makers. We can finally say we made it. We made it!
And Bladensburg High School also held its graduation ceremony today. And you're watching CTV News. I'm Patricia Vallone. Coming up, the big holiday getaway. Officials are urging you to drive with care. We'll have details after the break.
Maybe you don't like watching workout videos, but this is more than that. Thanks to the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society, I'm doing this as a blood cancer survivor. So really, this video is actually about how vital your donation is in helping thousands of patients like me thrive. Please consider donating to the LLS, because every dollar raised today helps more people thrive tomorrow.
Welcome back. Well, as we head into the long holiday weekend, Maryland State Police are putting out the word that they'll be out in force looking for impaired, distracted, and aggressive drivers. Officials say they will be out statewide with additional troopers working overtime to keep the roads safe. Law enforcement agencies are also taking advantage of the moment to remind drivers of Maryland's Move Over law.
When you travel and you see a disabled vehicle on the side of the road, whether they have their flashers on or not, we're asking you to slow down, move over. Yes, the law requires them to have some type of visible sign, flashing lights, hazards, road flares, something like that. But you know it's up ahead because you're being the driver, you're looking ahead. Slow down, move over, get across the incident safely.
And a Maryland State trooper suffered injuries just this past Monday when a suspected impaired driver rear-ended his cruiser in a work zone. Well, state and federal leaders launched the Southern Maryland National Heritage Area this afternoon. The designation, which symbolizes the region's importance to American history, will receive $10 million in federal funding for environmental restoration and educational programs. Today's event took place at the Accokeek Foundation at Piscataway Park.
We are at the seat of government of the Piscataway people. Our people have lived here on this land for 15,000 years. For 15,000 years, What is known today as the Chesapeake Bay area has been our home, and we are still here, and we have survived as a people.
To speak today with hope and excitement, vision of the future, to assure my culture has at least a path for the next 7 generations, to create not just avenues, but partnerships that has enduring life cycles through the county, through the states, and through the federal government.
And be sure to tune in to CTV News tomorrow for that full story. In other news, authorities are investigating a homicide in Landover Hills. It occurred around 8 last night in the 6500 block of Annapolis Road. Police received calls about an unresponsive man on a sidewalk in front of a store. The unidentified victim, suffering from trauma, was pronounced dead on the scene. Anyone with information about the case is asked to contact authorities. A reward of up to $25,000 is being offered in the case. And Prince George's police are looking for a teenager who allegedly attempted to kill a student on a school bus. This is the 15-year-old suspect known as Baby K. As we previously reported, 3 juveniles got on a school bus in Oxon Hill on May 1st and attacked the victim. One of the suspects, who we now know as Baby K, reportedly pulled out a gun and attempted to shoot the student. However, the gun malfunctioned multiple times. A $12,500 reward is being offered to anyone with information that leads to an arrest and indictment in this case. And that is CTV News for now. I'm Patricia Vallone. Have a great night.